Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to I Am Remembering. I'm your host, Kai. Before we get started, it's something I like to do. When you come into this, I just want you to fully receive everything that I'm saying. So, just take a few seconds to close your eyes, take a deep breath, bring it all back to yourself. You know what I mean? All your problems, circumstances, negative thoughts, any doubts, fears, just let it all go in this. You know what I mean? And just take your time and then just come back, bring it all back to yourself, and then, open your eyes and be ready to receive this message. So, part one, I talked about the start of my journey, just, getting away from all the illusions, all the chasing and the ambition, the rigorous work schedules that I was working, being in corporate America. Like, it was a different feel, you know what I mean? When I started breaking all these structures, it was extremely hard and very frustrating. And you know what I mean? Like, it was a real rough time for me. I think more so now that I just want to get to the more the meat and potatoes of everything that I was doing. So, like, in the midst of it all, like, I started reading more books, started reading a lot, just kind of more so like tapping in with myself. I started to realize that this world that we live in was nothing but smoke and mirrors. Once the smoke cleared, like, I seen the truth for what it is, that there was nobody out in the world who ever hated me. And there was a world out there where abundance was truly abundance. And what I mean by that is that if you turn off all the social media, turn off your phone, you'll realize real quick nobody hates you. There's nobody out there that would ever walk up to your face and tell you, I hate you. They'll never have the courage to do so, even if they don't. But most people, like, the world doesn't know you. And that's a good thing. But on social media, particular people know you. Whoever's following you, whoever subscribed to your channels, whatever. And as far as abundance goes, it looks different for everybody. Everybody wants particular things out of life. Everybody doesn't want the flashy cars, the big house, and, all the extra stuff that comes with it, the gold chains, the jewelry. Like, everybody's form of abundance looks way different. Is it nice to have those things? Absolutely, but not characteristically. I'm not a huge fan of all the jewelry and the flashiness, and just not me, just not my bag, just not what I aim towards. Like, I aim to have abundance in a different way. Like, I want to, be able to have a passive income stream where I work a lot less. You know what I mean? More flexibility in my time and my schedule to do the things that I honestly want to do. And you know what I mean? I'm going to go forward with my plans one way or another. I'm going to execute to the best of my ability. And like I said, the more I started reading these books, the more I started realizing, like, less is more is less. The people who have the most are absolutely spiteful towards themselves. They don't like themselves. They don't like who they become. They're completely drained. They're exhausted. They're depressed. Pretty miserable. Living the life that they live because they have to keep up with a facade that they obviously can't keep up with. You know what I mean? Once you're fake, it's hard to be real again, be honest with you. So, the more I read into these books, the essentials of just having less was always more. You know what I mean? They always say more money, more problems, but more money, more freedom, more time. There's always the other side of that. You know what I mean? More money, more problems, yeah. Because you decide to go pick up a lifestyle that you never had before. And also, once you pick up that lifestyle, now you have to do everything to maintain it. So with everything that you do, understand that whatever you decide to choose, just know the territory it comes with. Know the pros and cons of everything that you're going to do before you do it. Take your time on your journey. This is all more so you seeing through the illusions of distortion and fracture. You know what I mean? Duality is a real thing. However it is on one side, just understand that it's hand in hand on the other side. Opposites do attract. And you know, you can't have dark without light. You know what I mean? So it's just you can't have love without fear. So you got to choose between the two, but understand what comes with it. You know what I mean? It all comes with the territory, whatever you decide to choose. Your ship is either going to sink or sail, and you have to choose what's best for you. You have to choose a life that you want to live and understand that everything that comes with it is everything that comes with it. And you have to understand and say, it is what it is. This is what I choose. This is what I decided on. This is what I desire. Take what comes with it and take full accountability for the choices that you make. And once I realized that, like, I took full control of my life, took full control of my schedule, my flexibility. I did things the way I wanted to do it. And like I said, I don't have everything that I would desire to have at the moment, but I definitely have everything I need in this point in time in my life. I have good health. My body's fine. You know what I mean? My mind's working at full capacity. I rest when I want to. I pretty much live out my day the way that I want to. And I just want y'all to know that abundance is truly out there for you. And it was born with you. Wealth was born with you. Good health, prosperity, it was all born within you. You came into this world with it. Now it's just up to you to decide how you're going to create it. And don't be afraid to just go in those trenches, go in those muddy waters. There's a lot that you can't see. There's a lot that you won't know. But be willing to bet on yourself and go walk through it. Go walk through those storms. They're only there to help you remember who you are and why you're here and why you even chose this path. So, you know what I mean? Don't be fearful. Be confident. It's okay to be afraid, but don't have fear. Don't fear yourself. Most people in life, they don't run from anyone but themselves. They hide from themselves because of their past or the trauma that they've gone through, or, you know, they see somebody else's life is working out and they see that it possibly won't work for them because they believe that everything is saturated. That's not the case. Nothing is saturated, because whatever you decide to do, you're going to put your own twist on it, because you're going to create it the way you desire to create it. You know what I mean? So, like, don't give up hope. If somebody's doing it, if 10,000 people are doing it, you just be 10,001. And if there is nobody doing it, you be the first to do it. Is it going to be a little awkward, a little weird for people to see it for the first time? Yeah. Are people going to, you know what I mean, look at you any differently? Maybe so. They're going to judge the product for what it is. But over time, all those things change. And you know what I mean? You got to pay your due diligence when you are a creator of anything. You know what I mean? Just wait your time, be patient. All things come true. All realities come into the fold, and you are able to live the life that you desire to live. Don't give up on that. You know, this is about you at the end of the day. You are first and foremost your biggest priority. You know what I mean? You have to be selfish first in order to be selfless. You can't give what you don't have. You'll only deplete yourself, exhaust yourself, depress yourself. You'll throw yourself into a world of misery, and you won't have anything to give, because you won't even have the energy to give it to anyone else or yourself. So be mindful of the things that you do, that you say, that you think, that you act, that you see. Be careful what you surround yourself with. Sometimes it's just better to be by yourself and lead by your own examples and lead by your own path. It's better to listen to that voice up top and understand, like, that version of yourself is the higher self. That little voice in your head, that's your higher self. But just like anything else in duality, with a higher self, there's also a lower self. There's a part of you that doubts yourself. Don't listen to that voice. Listen to the one that's telling you where to go. Don't always lead you in the right direction. Remember, everybody can't go where you go. So just understand, when you take certain leaps of faith, everybody ain't gonna be with you. 99% of the time, nobody's gonna be with you. But you gotta be confident in your abilities and, you know what I mean, in your instincts, that everything is gonna work itself out. Don't quit at the first sign of failure. Keep going. Failure is nothing but learning lessons. You don't fail until you completely give up. So don't be that person striking the gold mines, and you just don't want to take that last swing because you're too tired, or you're too exhausted, or you're too fearful that it may not work out. That next swing may strike gold, may strike diamonds. You just never know. So just keep swinging. You know what I'm saying? When you get knocked down, the only direction you can look is up. So please keep that in mind. You know what I mean? And I also want to talk about, once I learned about, you know, myself personally from the experiences that I remember and that I learned from, I started realizing that I minimized so many distractions. I started getting more so away from social media, stop watching TV, stop watching entertainment, things that just completely distorted and distracted me from my mission and my vision. Just like those guys out there have a vision and a mission that they have to tend to, so do we. We all have our own ways of thinking and ways that we want to live. There's ways that we want to reweave our paths, reweave our worlds. And we want to change that. We want to change our paradigms, and we want to make sure that we're able to do those things. So we got to stay locked in, and we got to stay focused. And, you know, we just have to keep going. Don't ever look at it in a sense where it's too hard. It's going to get hard. And at times it's going to be so much as that you do hit a brick wall, because you're going to feel like you've done enough. Just keep going. You'll be fine. But like I said, at the end of the day, minimize your distractions. Start to break from the structures that have been built around you. It's nothing more than an illusion. And you just have to realize, like, you build things the way you want to build it. You control your destiny. You control your future. And everything's gonna be okay. I can't say it enough. And like I say, I broke away from religious structures. I broke away from political structures. I broke away from everything that was a possible distraction. So whatever it is that you got going on, keep going. Remember to protect your energy, your essence, and we're gonna keep this going. I appreciate everybody who tuned in for today's episode. And like I say, take your time, breathe. Everything's gonna be okay. Until the next time, guys, I'm out.